लॉस एंजलिस में पाकिस्तान के कॉन्सुलेट में ब्लैक डे कश्मीर के हवाले से तकरीब मुनक्कद हुई। शुरा ने बड़ी तादाद में हिस्सा लिया। प्रोग्राम के कलीदी शुरा जिसमें कौंसल जनरल आसिम अली खान, असम्बली स्पीकर एंथोनी रैंडन ने हिस्सा लिया। मुकर्रीन ने जम्मू कश्मीर के मुख्तलिफ तनाज़ात पर बातचीत की और इंसानी हकूक़ की बिगड़ती सूरत हाल पर तबादला ख्याल किया और कश्मीरी भाइयों के लिए उनकी जद्दोजहद और खुद इरादियत को मुकम्मल हिमायत का ऐलान किया। याद रहे, कश्मीर एक जेलनुमा रियासत बन चुकी है जहाँ खूरेजी, जिनाकारी, अगवाकारी आम है और उसका बाजार सरगर्म है। स्पीकर असम्बली ने जोर दिया कि कश्मीर में अमन कायम होना ज़रूरी है और इस मसले का हल भी निकालना नहायत ही अहम और ज़रूरी है।
Honor to be here, Council General. Thank you for the invitation. Great to see everyone. The commemoration of Kashmir Black Day is a constant reminder of the unfortunate history of the conflict in Kashmir. It's deeply saddening to see the film and to be reminded of the conflict that's been going on for 75 years now. And I believe we all wish for a peaceful resolution to this conflict. Well, it can be hard at times to put aside long-standing grievances. I'm optimistic about this possibility because we have also seen numerous other instances where India and Pakistan were able to negotiate and to find common ground. That common ground has provided times of relative peace in Kashmir, and I believe that this can happen again. No one else should suffer, and no one else should die because of this conflict. I know the wisdom and kindness of the Pakistani people, and those of Pakistani descent can help to make this happen. For instance, we have benefited from the industriousness and insight of the Pakistani diaspora here in Southern California and throughout the state. The Council, in support of our Pakistani American population, has generously shared with me countless other elected officials, provided tremendous assistance in helping me to carry out my responsibilities. And that is one of the many reasons why, as Speaker of the Assembly, I was proud to send a delegation of our members to Pakistan for the first time in California history. Early last year, the members of that delegation had the privilege of meeting the Prime Minister Sharif and speaking about the many ways that California can help foster positive relations between the United States and Pakistan. These conversations demonstrated the numerous opportunities for California to collaborate with Pakistan in a mutually beneficial manner, including innovation, education, and of course, cultural exchange. I am hopeful for a future that focuses on constructive interactions with this delegation and the relationships shared in California with our Pakistani American brothers and sisters. I have worked to be a voice for progressive representation like this. That is why, as Speaker, I selected the first ever Muslim State Assembly chaplain in the history of the California legislature. It is a great privilege to help elevate that voice, and I believe it will make and has made a difference in our state. As we reflect today on the past and the present, I ask that we also think about the future. Let's take this day to remember what dedication to a higher cause can do to make a better, more just world, free of violence and strife. Thank you again for having me here today and for letting me share my thoughts.
कौंसल जनरल जनाब आसिम अली खान ने कहा कि हम इनकी खुद इरादियत और आज़ादी के लिए हमेशा कोशा रहेंगे। नाइंसाफ़ी और जुल्म की ये तारीख रात का खात्मा होना चाहिए।
In its preambular paragraph highlights Pakistan's role as a leading light to many nations in the world in securing freedom, justice, and liberty when it got independence. But this issue remains unresolved, and we call upon all our friends in the United States and the US government and all friends and human rights organizations to extend their support and to stand up for justice and for implementation of the pledges India has given to the United Nations and Security Council. United States being a member of the permanent member of the United Nations Security Council, United States has a moral obligation to help resolve this issue because it's a nuclear flashpoint also between two nuclear countries in South Asia where 1/4 of the humanity resides, and this lingering issue is a great threat to international and regional peace and security. Pakistan would remain a voice for the voiceless people of Jammu and Kashmir and would remain an advocate for the people of Jammu and Kashmir. The continued Indian illegal occupation is a great threat to humanity. Ladies and gentlemen, before I close, I'd also like to mention, read up to 2 paragraphs from the statement we have received from Dr. Jana Scott. Dr. Jana Scott is the Executive Director of American Center for Religious Freedom. She unfortunately, because of some logistical issue, could not catch her flight, but she sent a statement which is also available on the website of the of the ACRF, American Center for Religious Freedom. That link we will provide on our press release on our social media accounts, and we will share the social media account of American Center for Religious Freedom on this occasion, they have said. So Dr. Jana Scott has sent a message that I read to you. She said that I could not be with you in person today. I'm asking you that you provide the statement in the link below. In acknowledgement of our solidarity with you and the Muslims of Kashmir, whose religious, civil and human rights are being unjustly abridged. The statement says the observance of October 27 as Black Day by Kashmiris worldwide reminds us of the complex intersection between territorial disputes and religious freedom. As an organization committed to protecting and promoting religious liberty globally, the American Center for Religious Freedom recognizes the profound implications this ongoing situation has for fundamental human rights and religious expressions. The ACRF calls for enhanced international monitoring of religious freedom conditions, protection of religious sites and institutions, support for interfaith dialogue, and ensuring equal rights and protection of religious communities. As we observe this significant day, we must remember that religious freedom is fundamental to human dignity and sustainable peace. The ACRF remains committed to advocating for policies that protect religious liberty and promote mutual understanding among all faith communities in Kashmir and worldwide. Ladies and gentlemen, on 3 occasions every year, we stand in solidarity with the people of Jammu and Kashmir. On 5th February, it's a Kashmir Solidarity Day. In July, we stand with the people of Jammu and Kashmir to mark the day when India, 5 years ago, tried to annex Kashmir illegally. And on October 27, the Kashmir Flag Day. Our support for Kashmir should not be restricted or limited to these 3 days in a year, every year. If it is a matter of principle, if it's a matter of justice, if it is a matter of equality and human rights for all nations, then people of Kashmir need our support and look at us every day. I again thank you for being here today and really appreciate your coming on a weekday for this occasion. And I'm grateful especially to our chief guest, Speaker Emeritus, Mr. Randall, and to all of you. So we close this segment and thank you very much.
प्रोग्राम के डिप्टी कौंसल जनरल जनाब मुबशर खान ने नहायती खूबसूरती से प्रोग्राम पेश किया। सदर आसिफ अली जरदारी, वज़ीर आज़म शहबाज शरीफ और वज़ीर ख़ारजा और जेनेट का पैगाम पढ़कर सुनाया।
Message from the President of Pakistan, Asif Ali Zardari. October 27, 1947 marks a dark chapter in South Asian history when India sent troops to occupy Jammu and Kashmir. For decades, the people of Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir have endured brutal repression by Indian forces. Over the years, India has transformed IIOJK into one of the most militarized regions in the world. Thousands of innocent Kashmiris have been killed while their legitimate leaders remain imprisoned, and local media is heavily censored. The United Nations Security Council has repeatedly affirmed the right of the Kashmiri people to self-determination through fair and impartial plebiscite. Yet India continues to defy these resolutions and deny Kashmiris their fundamental rights. We urge the international community to pressurize India to halt its human rights abuses in IIOJK, alleviate the suffering of Kashmiris, and implement UN Security Council resolutions. Message of Prime Minister of Pakistan, Shehbaz Sharif on Kashmir Black Day. On this day, 77 years ago, Indian forces landed in Srinagar. India has since stifled the legitimate aspirations of the Kashmiri people to determine their own destiny. it has failed to fulfill its obligations under the relevant UN Security Council resolutions. The people of the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir have suffered countless hardships during the last 77 years. However, their resolve to realize their inalienable right to self-determination remains as firm as it was in 1947. Pakistan has consistently maintained that peace and stability in South Asia remains contingent upon peaceful resolution of the Jammu and Kashmir dispute in accordance with the relevant UNSC resolutions and aspirations of the Kashmiris. India must realize that it cannot suppress the genuine aspirations of the Kashmiri people by its coercive tactics. Message from Senator Muhammad Ishaq Dar, Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan on Kashmir Flag Day. October 27th marks a somber turning point in the history of Jammu and Kashmir. On this day, 77 years ago, Indian forces
opinion about this occasion. How do you feel to be really a peaceful border between India and Pakistan, and it's too long to be cruel?
Sure, yeah. Obviously a somber occasion, but I'm glad to be here with the community to recognize this day and to work as hard as we possibly can to find a peaceful solution.
Okay. So, doing anything, taking any delegation to Pakistan? I heard.
We took a delegation to Pakistan, I believe, about 2 years ago.
Okay.
It was the first delegation in the history of the state to ever go to Pakistan, and we hope to send more.
So, how do you see the Muslim American role in Southern California?
The role of the Muslim American vote is very important and increasingly important. I think as we see in every successive election, it's been increasingly important and excited about it. It's good. It's an important voice.
थैंक यू वेरी मच सर.
Thank you.
आज आपने दोबारा ये ब्लैक डे सेलिब्रेट किया है 27 को आपके कॉन्सुलेट के अंदर. माशाल्लाह बड़ी तादाद में लोगों ने हिस्सा लिया और स्पीकर भी आया. तो आप क्या कहना चाहेंगे इस मौके पे, क्या मैसेज देना चाह रहे हैं कौम को?
देखिए, ये 27 अक्टूबर का दिन जो है ये बहुत अहमियत का हामिल है, क्योंकि हर साल इसको कश्मीर यौम सियाह के तौर पे मनाया जाता है दुनिया भर में. और ये दिन इंडिया के जो गैर कानूनी कब्ज़े और मुहासबाना कब्ज़े की जो ऑक्युपाइड कश्मीर में, मकबूजा कश्मीर में, उसकी याद दिलाता है कि 77 साल पहले इंडिया ने जो कश्मीर में गैर कानूनी कब्ज़ा किया और आज भी उस कब्ज़े को ज़ोर बाजू तसल्लुत अपना कायम किया हुआ है और वहाँ पर अपना कब्ज़ा रखा हुआ है. हम उसको न सिर्फ उसकी मजम्मत करते हैं बल्कि दुनिया भर में जितने पाकिस्तानी और इंटरनेशनल कम्युनिटी की तरफ से कश्मीरी भाइयों और बहनों के लिए अपनी सपोर्ट का इयादा करते हैं और इस बात का भी इजहार करते हैं कि हम कश्मीर के लिए अपनी अखलाकी, सियासी और सफारती मदद को जारी रखेंगे.
थैंक यू वेरी मच कौंसल जनरल साहब आसिफ अली खान साहब, थैंक यू वेरी मच. सुनाया कम्युनिटी में से कोप, FOP और पाकिस्तान अमेरिकन चैम्बर ऑफ कॉमर्स ने बढ़ चढ़ कर हिस्सा लिया. ब्लैक डे कश्मीर नहायत कामयाबी से जारी रही. लॉस एंजलिस, वकार अली खान.